Mr. Hari.
Okay.
Please.
Shivambu. Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Shivambu. You smile at me, you really is the pain. Dark days are gone, bright days are here. My Shivambu once shines so sincere. Shivambu one my true. I love you. Shivambu. Thank you for the wisdom's bouquet. Shivambu. Thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your love and all, and now my burdens, they all are gone. Shivambu, one so true, I love you. Shivambu. Thank you for the truth you let me see, Shivambu. Thank you for the facts from A to Z. My life had no hope, you faced my disease. My Shivambu, you're part of me. Shivambu, one my true, I love you. Shivambu, one my true, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. We all love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa ji. You welcome Mr. Hari. I
Yes,
invite
yes.
you to welcome. Yeah, yeah.
Of
Please.
course, of course. So, Harry Matadine, welcome, my dear. Harry Matadine, he's a passionate about holistic health, guys. So Harry woke up to physical health in 2016 when he read the book Your Own Perfect Medicine by Martha Christie. So he has been practicing urine therapy ever since. But Harry is a revolutionary soul. His thirst to learn and go beyond what is described in books about urine therapy led him to his beautiful personal discovery about H-urine. So in 2019, he wrote the first book exclusively about H-urine called H-urine Discovery of the Century. I bought your book, man. Since then, he has written 3 books. So that means there is a trilogy on H-urine. So Harry, thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be our speaker today. And I just wanted to know that you have been a source of inspiration in my life. Your book was my companion in this beautiful process of personal discovery about drinking my own H-urine. So I'm sure, without a doubt, that just as you were a light in my path, you will continue to be for many others. So thank you, Harry. And now the time is yours. Tell us all about your experience with H-urine and be prepared because I think you will be bombarded with questions at the end. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. And shout out to Brother Sage. I think you interviewed Brother Sage, who's a good friend of mine on Facebook for a long time, a few weeks ago. So I think he connected us all. So I'm glad to be here. And yeah, as you said, Louisa, thank you for the song as well. That's amazing. I'm a holistic health coach, and honestly, I don't know how it is for everyone here. I know everyone believes in the power of urine here, but urine literally sent me down this amazing path when I first drunk it 5 years ago. And as you said, Louisa, I read the book. I bet a few people have read Martha Christie's Your Own Perfect Medicine. I bought that because I was open-minded and I'd not heard about urine therapy. I thought urine therapy was a waste product, same as everybody else at the beginning. But I did believe the book, and I thought, well, I make it for free. And the book said maybe drink your first of the morning urine, fresh urine. So I thought after reading the book very quickly, it's a short book, I drank it in the summer 2016. I remember where I was. I drank it in the morning and I was on a very bad diet. I was on drinking tap water. I wasn't into health. I wasn't fasting. And when I drank my first morning urine, my brain woke up and my depression, apparently I hadn't got rid of, just went away. And my energy was just like tremendous. It was sort of like being reborn again. I'm sure some of the people have had that experience. You feel so different. And I think the most exciting thing was, not only was it giving me so much energy, I knew that I could replicate this time and time again because I just make the pee all the time. So that was summer 2016. And fast forward to today, it seems like my life's completely transformed and literally can be pinpointed down to the time that I drank that first of the morning pee. I actually remember saying in my head, when I drank it that first day, I was like telling myself, my higher self, my God self was telling me, your life's never going to be the same, Harry. But how it looked, my life wasn't great at the time, but just I knew something was going to be different about my life. It's what the urine gave me. And yeah, since then, my life has just spiraled. And now I find myself on a spiritual path. I find myself on a physical health path, helping people with physical health. I've even branched out, not just urine, but of course, urine is my heart, it's my foundation and center. I'm very loyal to it. And I've written 10 books now. My last one I just released. And I'm going to write many more books, even more books on urine and all of this stuff, because yeah, it's the vibration it gives you and the uplift I know everyone's experienced. Because originally I didn't come from physical health issues so much. I had the mental more. So it was depression. It wasn't like I had arthritis or any issues physically that much. So I came from a different angle, but the energy that fresh morning urine gave me was ridiculous. It really was a lot. And then after the fresh urine, what happened was I joined, because I was so excited, but I didn't know anyone around me. And most of us don't know people, our friends that are drinking, us next door neighbors and friends. What I did was I went on Facebook and I typed in urine on Facebook and I found loads of urine therapy groups. Even there's one on here that I'm sure some of you are part of. There's groups where people talk about urine. So I added myself to the urine groups. And what I did was I sat and watched and learnt without speaking, because I was a bit, believe it or not, I'm quite outspoken now, but I was quite quiet at the time. And I just watched and I learned. And I carried on experimenting with fresh urine. But so for a whole year, and I'd say in 2017, at some point, I don't know if everyone here knows a lady called Monica Shute. She's definitely changed my life, along with Martha Christie and a few others, because she was talking about aged urine. And there was talk in the groups about this fermented urine being more powerful, like 10 or 100 times more powerful than fresh urine. And how my personality is like, first of all, I believe people. And second of all, I've got experiments. And third, I can experiment easily because all they told me was you just got to sit in a bottle, even a plastic bottle, or the glass is better. If you sit in a plastic bottle or glass and let it age for a few weeks and months, and then you rub it on your skin, they told me on the Facebook, it's going to be really powerful. So I think with 1 year into urine therapy, I got around to experimenting at first with just rubbing on my skin. I think it was like a few weeks, a few months old. And that sent me down another path. I thought fresh urine was the ultimate medicine until I listened to others and tried the aged urine on my skin, even just little bits. And then I was like, wow, everyone's right. And that sent me down another path of not just putting it on my skin. I was also listening to people on Facebook and they said, you don't just need to put it on your skin. You can put it on enemas up your bum. You can also drink it, which I've heard might be a bit controversial to the texts of the ancients who don't recommend these things, but I can only speak for myself. And when I tried drinking aged urine, which isn't recommended by the ancients, but I'm not one for holding back. I tried it and I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, it's good on the skin, old urine. The old urine is good to drink. It gives me more energy. It's good. I put it in enemas in little tubes, like very small syringes. And that really eliminated a lot of waste and made me feel sick actually at the beginning because my colon was very toxic. It was very acidic and the aged urine becomes very alkaline as it gets older. There's many reasons why aged urine is much more powerful than fresh urine, although fresh urine's good. And that's one of them. It becomes more alkaline. So yeah, I spent a few years, at some point in 2018-19, I was on Facebook and I decided to, I guess, use my throat chakra and start talking instead of just, I think it was always going to be my mission, but I actually started sharing on Facebook all that I was learning about aged urine. And of course, I added friends that were doing the same thing, so I didn't receive too much judgment negatively. And I started talking and doing Facebook Lives. And sort of, even though they didn't come across good because I was nervous, I kept practicing because I was just doing my purpose. So I was sharing. I think all of 2018, I was sharing on Facebook how amazing aged urine is in drinking, massaging. And eventually I got to the idea that I didn't want to do normal jobs because I was working normal life, doing jobs I didn't love, because my soul was telling me, you've got to do health coaching. You've got to talk to people about urine therapy, aged urine. So the summer 2018, I gave up my last job. And I thought, and then at the same time, around the same time, I thought, no one's written a book on aged urine. And it's such a powerful medicine. It's so much more powerful than fresh. Why has no one written a book? And then through synchronicity, my friends on Facebook told me about self-publishing. That was a huge deal. So apparently you don't need to spend 2-3 years seeking editors. And you don't have any startup fees with self-publishing. And you don't have anyone telling you what you can write, because imagine writing a book on aged urine. Some people are going to be very critical, right? You've got to seek the right editors too. So I had an Amazon account. I put in the login to create a book. I had all the information at this point. I've been using aged urine, all kinds of holes, my bum hole. I'm using up the nose too. I've been doing it. It was part of my lifestyle. So a book wasn't hard for me to write. And then in January 2019, I wrote that book, knowing that no one had written a book on it. And all I really wanted, I didn't really, I mean, don't get me wrong, money was a factor, but it wasn't really the main driving force. The main driving force was no one's written a book, and it's such powerful medicine, and not everyone's on Facebook. I mean, maybe some of you guys aren't. So that was a niche, that was an area that needed covering. People around the world could buy a book on this important subject. And like you said, Luis, at the beginning, I wanted to focus exclusively on aged urine, because there are books urine, but there's no book that talks just about aged urine. And that was an issue for me, because I think it's just so much more powerful. So that book came out. And after initial rise in sales went crazy for the first month, it kind of died down after a few months. And I was like, oh, I thought more people would be, a part of me was a little bit disappointed that no one was getting this, like, because I thought, oh, it's going to be really going to help a lot of people. But then if you fast forward from that book to today, it's my best-selling book, and it sells well, and there's a huge demand out there. From what I can see, with my book sales on aged urine, there's a huge demand on. It's almost like aged urine specifically is blowing up around the world. Shivambu, yes, don't get me wrong, but that aged urine specifically, because people don't buy my aged urine book to talk about fresh. It's not really part of the deal. I'm talking specifically about I'm already assuming with the aged urine that you kind of figured out the urine's a lie, right? That it's not a waste product. But I'm telling you that there's this other powerful medicine that you can make for free. And I walk people through the process in the book, how to do it. You just pee in a bottle, glass or plastic, preferably glass. You seal it, open the lid if you want it to age faster, or close it, depending on your situation and the smell, because sometimes it offends people. And it's as simple as that, letting it sit for a few weeks, months, and then doing all the things I put in my book to it. Because there's many ways, like I said, to take it. It's not just, truthfully, my mission here is to, even if in our communities, unprogram some of you from the idea that you can only put aged urine on your skin, because that's simply, from my experience and many of my friends in the real world and the physical, we don't just put it on the skin, we drink it, we put it in enemas. And yes, it's not in the ancient texts, but I don't believe that the ancient texts weren't wrong. They just didn't get around to experimenting experience, because my experiences tells me a lot more than what the ancient texts. I'm grateful for the ancient texts because they've got us to where we are. The urine's not a waste, but they're limited. And I think it's a very young, novel thing just to break the rules sometimes and to find out for yourself just how powerful this medicine is. I think aged urine was designed as the perfect medicine, not just for skin, but for everything, for enemas and all. So I wrote that book in 2019, and then I realized I've got so much more to talk about it. And since then, I've written 10, but I've written 3 books on aged urine. And it's literally the foundation of my health. And the main thing that is so powerful, but also I always think back to the fact it's free. This is easy, accessible medicine with a little bit of structure of peeing in bottles and hiding them and storing them and coming back to them, you can make liquid gold. Like we talk about fresh urine as liquid gold, but the aged urine just takes you to a whole new level. One thing I'm sure some of you are aware is that when you get a pH strip and you put it in the urine at the beginning, our fresh urine can be acidy, still good for us. But if you look at the pH, could be neutral or acid. It's rarely alkaline. But if you check in with your urine after a few weeks of aging, you can buy the pH strips very easily on Amazon or pharmacy, and you dip it in. Everyone's aged urine after 2-3 months comes really alkaline. It gets really purple and it's pH 10, 11. And I believe and subscribe to what Dr. Sebi talks about alkaline diet. There's a few people that teach that the alkalinity in the body is the key. And I know this is true. And I also know that the aged urine, when that gets in your bloodstream, through the many ways to take it, if your body's alkaline, no disease can survive or thrive there. I think it was Otto Warburg in the 30s said that no cancer can survive, no cancer, but no disease, but no cancer, he said, can survive an alkaline body, because alkaline is oxygen, lots of negative ions. And the problem is we're all eating too much acidy foods and everyone's stressed, and that creates acid in the blood. So we need to flood our body with alkaline. And the easiest free way I found to flood my body with alkaline is to stock up on aged urine and to get it in through one of the ways that I suggest in my book, to get it in through the drinking, through the skin, through the body. When I take it, it slows my breath down. I become more balanced. I become more grounded, more calm, more stable. I think that it releases trauma, that this kind of powerful health protocol can really release trauma. I mean, we can talk forever about this. Aged urine and fasting. I mean, if you don't eat for a day or two and you rub aged urine in your skin, wow, that will remove toxins at a ridiculous pace. But it's so powerful. You can even eat, and sometimes even eat bad diets, and you can do aged urine, and it can mitigate the damage from the diets. It's my lifestyle. It's not like a party trick. Some people try the aged and the fresh and think, oh, I tried it. But I think if I could, I think for all of the people watching here, it's not like a trick. It's like the foundation of your healthcare and your consciousness. I've come to realize it's not just physical health. We have many bodies. We have spiritual body. We have astral body. We have many bodies. And the aged urine doesn't take care of just the physical, take care of a lot. And I also believe in negative entities and spirits that come and attack us if our frequency drops, not from this realm, from other realms, like the Satan, whatever you believe. There is a lot of darkness in the world, even running the world, I think, right now. And I know that aged urine is one of the ultimate protections that the people at the top running it don't want you to know about. They don't really want us to be healthy. And with the aged, it gives you that vibration. It changes your vibration so much that now the entities of other worlds and other realms can't even see you because your frequency is too high. It's a really powerful. It's why I think urine therapy is the most. I think the reason why the lie about urine is in there is it's not just because they don't want you to be unhealthy. It's because they don't want you to realize how powerful you are, because you do create, as Martha Christie says, your own perfect medicine, and your own perfect medicine, which will keep you healthy and living a long time, becomes apparently even more powerful the older it gets. So that's the first lie. And the second lie, the aged urine will keep you at peak performance and peak health for a long time of your life. And I also do believe it will make you live longer too. So it's key for them to lie to you and tell you that it's a waste. I mean, I know you guys know that everyone has done urine therapy when they were a baby. You wouldn't exist without it. You were peeing in your mum's womb. And then, of course, your mum was peeing in your amniotic fluid sac. And then you was when you started developing kidneys. And the question I've got to know, and I don't know, because I don't know everything. I wonder if the urine in the womb was aged, because the urine doesn't go anywhere. The urine that the mum and you pee, we've all done it, urine therapy. We breathed it in, we rubbed it on the skin, we had it soak in our skin. I wonder if that was slightly aged too, because the baby always comes out with perfect soft skin. So that makes me wonder on that one. It's crazy how people would deny urine therapy now, bearing in mind we all did it. But yeah, another lie that I find funny is they always tell us that we need to wash our hands after going to the toilet. My mum and dad told me, I'm sure many people here's parents told them how disgusting it is not to wash your hands after you go for a pee. But the irony is that urine is very clean. it's a very clean substance. And the tap water, truthfully, at least in my country, UK, tap water is no good. It's full of chemicals, drugs, hormones, heavy metals, copper, all that kinds of disgusting stuff. And another one is they tell you not to pee in the swimming pools. And again, in the UK, they put chlorine, which is bleach, like really destructive for the skin and body. They put that in the swimming pools, and they always tell you not to pee in the swimming pool. But if everyone peed in the swimming pools, the swimming pool would be a lot healthier. So like there's deliberate lies to keep you away from this. But I'm just glad that everyone here either practices it, even if it's privately. That's the most powerful thing. And then I'd hope that we all have the courage. I know it's not everyone's mission, but I hope everyone has the courage at least to tell people that are ready, your friends and family that you have influence over, that, you know, the truth, your truth, that actually the truth that urine is for everybody. And that means when you're dying, your urine's good for you. If people have read John Armstrong's book, The Water of Life, a man's dying urine can save his life. In fact, John W. Armstrong talked about aged urine. He was saving people from cancer they were dying from cancer, and he gave them their own aged urine. I think it was 4 days to a week old, but it was aged urine. He rubbed it on their skin, and that saved their lives. I don't know if he was drinking aged urine. Maybe that's the new thing that I'm trying to undo that I definitely know is good now. I don't know if he was drinking it, but yeah, it's not new. It's not new. And I'd also add quickly, since I got the space, that if you want to go back to the olden times, my last book on aged urine, called The Aged Urine, the Buddha and Vipassana, that there's 4 quotes in the Pali Canon that I wrote in my book. So there's 4 quotes from the Buddha himself in the Pali Canon talking specifically about fermented urine, not fresh. The Buddha talks about them, and that one of them goes something like, the Buddha says, in translated obviously from his language, it says, aged urine, fermented urine is really the key to health, or something like that. He said for medicine, you must use your fermented, not fresh urine. Even one of the quotes, I think, from the 4 even says it's essential for him to experiencing nirvana, aged urine. And I guess I do believe those quotes, but I don't know if it's controversial, but because I don't know if anyone here's done Vipassana meditation. I've done the 10-day retreats, a silent retreat where you meditate 10 hours a day and you don't look at anyone. You become a monk or a nun for 10 days. And you do this Vipassana, what the Buddha recommended. And I do believe that is his recommended meditation. Now, I did that. I've done it 3 times. And you're not supposed to do urine therapy during Vipassana meditation. But I'm here to break rules, as you guys know. That's why I drink aged urine. I don't comply to dogma. So I secretly took aged urine bottles in my Vipassana the last time. And I already found it very powerful to do meditation 10 hours a day for 10 days straight. But I had an experience with aged urine. On day 8, 9, and 10, I was meditating so long. And at nighttime, when it was time to go to bed and in the privacy of my own room so I couldn't get in trouble, I took my old aged urine bottle and I think it was a spray bottle. I think it was a bottle like this, plastic. This is obviously very dark and old. That's another thing I can talk to you guys about. It gets really dark and this is aged. It's just really old. I sprayed a bit of this on my face during day 8, 9 and of aged urine. And I'm not joking. I felt my chakra move from there to the top of my head. Like, it was incredible. And then I was like, wow, this is so powerful. People have no idea the age. And what I want to say as well is that I actually know, but I'll just say I think that the aged Buddha, the only way he got to enlightenment through his meditation, Vipassana, well, his secret, although it's not a secret because he wrote in the Pali Canon, is he was rubbing aged urine and drinking aged urine. It really helped him, because Vipassana is basically a meditation of concentration. You need to concentrate. The major part of it is you need to concentrate on every part of your body. You manually close your eyes and go across and think of every single line. And you've got to be very accurate. Your mind's got to be very calm and concentrated. And when I did the aged with it, when I was drinking it just before meditation and rubbing it, my concentration went ridiculous. I could really feel the difference. So what I'm saying is I am almost certain the Buddha used the aged urine to get to that place where he spent that night under a trunk of a tree, meditated completely still too, and he got enlightened. It was the key, is what I believed, his enlightenment. That's why I wrote that book. I based that entire book around the fact the Buddha got enlightened through aged urine therapy with his meditation too. And that's how powerful it is. I'm excited here. But help me out, guys. I can ask. I can theme it. Should I carry on?
So
Yes,
is it time for questions?
Did you completed the speech?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I talked about the books. Do you want me to talk about the benefits of aged